Alright, I'm back with another video, and got my Game Boy Advance with HDMI out. If you've seen it on camera before, there was a time when I used a modified camera for infrared, and it would make this shell look clear, even though it was like a smoke black. So, just so you know, in case there was a difference. And it has HDMI out. I'm using the EverDrive by Crix on the back, so there's no difference playing it that way versus the original cartridge, which I have, I don't know, somewhere laying around. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to best my 10 crazy minutes record, which is a 101.810. I don't remember the exact change, but I want to get, 102,000 and more. As far as I'm aware of, that's the world record, because there's nobody challenging me on this game, and I just want to best my score. I was watching another speedrunner, Mitch Flowerpower, who was speedrunning Super Mario Brothers 3 for NES, and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to get the world record. He got the record back, and now he's just trying to keep going, get better, And so I was thinking, you know what? Even though I have no challengers on this game, which I would like, so somebody out there actually play this game, watch me play, learn how to do it, challenge me. This way we can go back and forth, And I was watching him play, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. See if I can play. And best my records, which is, they're my PBs, but they're also technically kind of world records, because I haven't seen any scores near the scores that I have. And so, and the way you got to do it is, let me show you here. You have to set the time, difficulty, all this down. Traffic, I always set it down just because of the fact that this game has a terrible frame rate. And so I'm hoping that it helps with some of that. Plus the traffic is very, the hitboxes are terrible, so I lower it down and hope it makes the game play better. I don't know if it actually does, but if there's less traffic, then that means there's less stupid hitboxes to worry about. So I always have the time difficulty all the way down, because the customers that give you a lot of time, the way I do it is I pick up 3 customers in this run. And I need all the time that I can get, because I'm going to do what I have dubbed as drift driving. I've said it in a different video that I call it tail whip drift, but drift driving just sounds way better. And I've even mentioned that before. I don't know if there's an official name, but that's just what I've come up with. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Crazy Taxi, and we're going to do 10 minutes. And I just want to, I already kind of have an idea of like where my score needs to be. So the first customer, I need to get, like, if I can get like 27K, I really need to get closer to 30, 31. Then I might have a chance. It just depends, because there's a lot that goes on into this. And I really think I need this cord to be longer. If I can scoot back. Can I? Ugh, it's kind of tight there. Alright, we'll just go ahead. Yeah, I think that should be. I don't think any of the drivers make a difference that you use. This is CD1, so my picture-in-picture is blocking that. And this is CD2. So it's West Coast, and then whatever CD2 was around Apple or something like that. You need to get, I think, 10K to unlock it. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played. And I don't believe any of the cabbies make a difference. Generally, I go with Gina because she has a smaller car. But I don't know. I don't know a way to verify or prove whether her car being smaller has a smaller hitbox or not. Because it's just very wonky, how that works. And I don't believe any of them have different stats like the original Crazy Taxi does. Oh, also, I got this 3D printed thing here. Let me switch over real quick. Got this 3D printed grip, so it's kind of cool. It was on eBay for like 16 bucks, 17 bucks. I'm kind of close here. I really need to scooch over. Maybe that might work. So I'm gonna go with Gina. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Gina for now. So I do want to eventually get into my long runs and try to best my 183K score. But I got a lot of memorizing to do. So this is what I have to do. And I'm playing using the Game Boy Advance. Oh, see, now I gotta start over. Because I lost my combo. So I'm playing with the GBA because I'm hoping with the HDMI mod that I'm going to get less lag than playing it on the Game Boy player. And I believe it is less lag. But I hate the D-pad. Like, well, I don't hate it. I just don't love it. You know? And so you got to do this. And it's, you know, the entire run. But the better you do it, like your left and right, the faster you are in between, you can increase your speed. And when you increase your speed, your combos are higher, the dollar amount. I got messed up right there, but and I'll go with it because I still got, you know, practice to do anyway. So you see, she gave me 100 and I forgot the number. I think it's 176 seconds. You know, so you don't want to go slow where the combos are red, and then this is where it gets hard. Oh. Because you got to do 10 minutes of that drift driving without hitting a vehicle, which causes you to lose your combo. I want to put scan lines using my scan line generator. Just because this game is very 8 or 16-bit blocky. I don't know what you want to. It's bad. You know, I know where I'm going because it is West Coast. Any of you who play this game, the original Crazy Taxi, you'll know where you're going on here. You just got to follow the map. And it's all the same. It's just very, you know, like I've said before, you know, I've said it in my other video, it's very dumbed down. Okay, so it's hard to go in between vehicles, but sometimes you got to. And the this cord, switch cord or something. I don't know. Put an extender on it. Another one. I should probably move my picture-in-picture box, but no, never mind, I won't, because I can't block my fare. But yeah, you'll know where you're going, you know, if you play the original Crazy Taxi. I don't know what happened there. There was a little focus on my cord stretching, that little flicker. See how I did that? But you see how my combos are red? That's because I slowed down. You know, and that's... I knew I was going to hit that one because there was just there's no way around it. Can I move you down like that? Maybe. I have a longer cord, but it's way too long. And so you got to boost, just like regular Crazy Taxi, you know. you go to reverse, drive, gas, you know, it's the same thing, but because of the frame rate and the input lag, that combo, the timing is different. It's not as fast as like on Dreamcast, you know, all the other retro consoles. Okay, so we're doing pretty good now. I hate going down these little inclines. You want to follow this yellow line pretty close if you can. It's hard, but you know, you try your best, because it makes it easier to avoid traffic that you can't see. You know, I call them ghost cars, because you actually don't know where they're coming from, right? And so doing this, going down the incline, you have to get your score. If you don't, you're wasting your time. So I've tried this many different ways. So what you have to do is you have to maximize this drift driving throughout the entire time that you're moving, that your car is moving. You need to be drift driving. I've tried speeding ahead, and then I'm like, you know what? My score is much lower because I wasted seconds speeding ahead that I could have been getting combos. And you got to be careful right there too. Sometimes a car will randomly show up. But right here, the trees and the water, they don't affect you, so you're good. So I got 30 something seconds, you know. I might turn around, do some, and then, you know, because if I there we go. Frame rate's terrible over here. Well, I mean, it's terrible already. Okay, now I gotta get going. I missed because I pushed this plastic on my grip. So you see, I had 20. I don't know, it was 29. It could have been 30, which was, you know, pretty good. But you know, it happens. I didn't push brake. I need to put my other finger on there. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah. Then we start again. And this is how it hurts my thumb. But yeah, I've tried driving through here, and you can't get such a high score. Like my score will end up like, because like I said, I really need to get about 30K. That was a close call. You know, like right when you get there, you kind of have to decide, am I going left or am I going right? You know. But I really need to get like 30K to have a good shot, you know. But I also need to get my speed up so I can get there sooner, so I have more time, because this is hard, dealing with the lag and everything. I don't want yellow, I want green. And see, and it's throwing me off right there, the frame rate. You know, not hitting cars is better than dealing with it, but yeah, this is, and I never really, I think I'm gonna count the frames at one point. I don't have a full-on confirmation from any game reviews in the past that have mentioned the terrible frame rate. You know, they just estimate, you know, that it's 8 frames per second, or I've always guessed that it was around 15-ish, you know, but, you know, I really don't know. I never counted them. I just need to take 60 seconds of the footage and stretch it out in iMovie, and then see, count every one of them until it moves. So I need to get them closer. I can't stretch them out. But it's hard because I need to steer away from traffic. Okay, so okay, we just did a quick turnaround. That's fine. Go, why aren't you going? What is wrong with this thing? So I don't know what happened with my... Like the button was, okay, let's start over. That's fine. I don't know, it's like it wasn't registering. I mean, I've had that happen before. I don't know if it was the game or just because this thing was modded. But I do have to mash on this button like for a long time, you know. So it's not going. I gotta restart. I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with the button. Nothing feels wrong with it. Guess we'll see. Well, it came out of the case. I know that. Let's try again. Golly. Am I really pushing that hard on it? I need to put a rubber band on this thing? I mean, the grip does help, but it's not going to help if it comes out. Alright, here we go again. Bob and weave in between these things, you know. It's hard to see when they're like 8 pixels big. Alright, better move out my way. I was gonna say, I hope that thing doesn't turn, you know. Like there really isn't like a pattern, I think, you know, on the road where you can be like, oh, you know, now sometimes there is where you can recognize that there's going to be a vehicle coming at a certain spot, but other than that, it's like the rest of them, you can't really point out that they're always going to be here every time or there every time, you know. I mean, but there's certain areas where you can remember, oh, there's going to be a car right here, and when the car comes, it's going to turn this direction, you know, depending on what lane it is, because there are some that do that, and you'll recognize it after playing over and over. But I can't sit there and tell you that all them cars right there are always going to be the same. Sometimes they do kind of change. See, I'm doing pretty decent, you know, as far as okay, let's go that way. So I had to kind of do a turnaround because I don't want to make it there early, you know. So this one's pretty good so far. Looks like we're gonna hit the 30 mark. Nope, not picking you up. There we go. Can't pick you up. Come on, go. I might have to switch over because it's my buttons aren't registering. See, and that one doesn't matter because I didn't have no combos. But see, I wasted already too much time. Because this customer, I need to get like 43, 46. I don't remember exactly. It's because it's because the last one, the last customer that I do, I'm running out of time to take them. Yeah, that ruined that one right there. So I'm going to quit. And we're going to load up the Game Boy player. So just give me a second here. I think my disc might be in here. And my Wii. Yep, it was. I use a splinter cell. So let's switch the signals in just a second. Oh, look at that. I touched the thing. Alright, so unplug you. You can go into there. It's because I can't do it because I'm getting too much lag. So let's turn this off. And the buttons, well, it's not the lag, it's the buttons. So let's switch over to GameCube. Right. Got Wii, GameCube, and then number 2. Okay. Now I need to unplug controller 1 and get one of these over here that I got. Here we go. Where are you? Oh, here we are. Well, maybe it doesn't matter what port it's plugged into. Press A. Okay. So that's the wrong controller anyway, is it? Alright, give me a second. I think this is the controller I use. I can't remember at this point. But let me unplug that. Get that out the way. Swap out ports. Okay. Got that remote. We're going to load up Splinter Cell because I have a exploit hack that I run from here to get into the Game Boy player. It's a save game exploit, as you saw on the screen there. But I can't find this map, and then it loads up just like that. See? So then I go to Game Boy interface, and then, well, first of all, let me go into settings. No, it's not gonna let me. Why'd you move it over? Back up. Do you not like that controller? Must be something with that controller it doesn't like. So I plug the OEM, because I need to switch it, the signal here, because I was doing it my previous video. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't. And I need to go to here, 480p, and then go to disable boot force. Okay, looks like I got force video mode 480p, Swiss is in 480p. Okay. Next, and save and exit. There we go. See, look at that. It got crystal clear already. So now let's go to Game Boy interface. Where are my files at? Apps, Game Boy interface, of course. High fidelity, and then it is Carby plus, because that's the only component I believe that I have. It's kind of loud, ain't it? Lower that a little bit. Let's go here. Load profile. Game Boy Advance player. There we go. Don't worry, I'm going to fix the scan lines in a second, because I have basically double scanline overlay because I RetroTINK plus my scanline generator. Okay, because then I gotta fix the some of this anyway. Scaling, crop. Okay, vertical size. 47%. 59, 55%. Okay, vertical position, horizontal position. Pretty close. That's pretty even, don't think, yeah? Okay. Cause watch, I can save it, but sometimes it doesn't save for some reason. Okay, save profile. Okay, gotta save it. So now let's go to post-processing. So if I go to off, then as you can see, it uses the scan lines from my scan line generator instead. So I'm gonna color boost you just like that. And I think that should be okay. For now, let me switch back controllers because I had to use this to change everything. But now I'm going back to my retro bit. Okay. I think that's okay, right? Do we? I need to adjust a little bit more. Sorry. So scaling, crop. It's a horizontal size. And I need to do horizontal position. It's because I cannot stand it whenever it looks like the A. I'm trying to make the A look round, you know. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm trying to do all that. Okay. Should have saved. Alright, let's see. Alright, so now I'm using the retro bit controller. Hopefully the thing's not too loud. Let's make sure it's not as sharp because it's not HDMI, you know, but as you can see, here's all the stuff. So if anybody knows where you can get a grip for something like this, let me know. City 1, see it's off. Vertical position, that's what, there we go. So now vertical, that's pretty good. Alright, what y'all think? Just leave it there. Okay. Which still recording. Check out my scan lineage. I might like those instead. What is this? That's too wide. Let's see. Up or down? Up. Or whatever that down was. Okay. Now, with this, I should not have. I might get more latency than the HDMI, and the signal's not as clear, but it's whatever. Okay, I'm used to this button here. This AB, it's a GameCube layout versus GBA. D-pad feels better. Controller overall feels better, but it's hard to say because I don't have a grip for it. If I had a controller grip, I would say 100%. Great, you know, but I guess once my hands get, let's go in between. Nope. I guess once my hands get sweaty enough where there's some grip, you know, there's two little bumps on the back, you know. The shoulder buttons definitely feel better. I can't say that the latency is any worse or not though. It just, when I was doing my my records for the crazy flag, is that what it's called? Sorry to the person who lost their record. When I was doing that, I had to switch over to the Game Boy Advance modded. You know, maybe I should just sell that thing and get one of those. It's by Woozle. It's a Game Boy Advance consolizer kit. You know, I've seen them on eBay. You know, there's actually one right now for like $300, which is, in my opinion, it's a good deal. You know, I know it is used, but it looks in excellent condition. And see, ghost car. And it comes with a Super Nintendo controller or Super Famicom controller, which is basically the same thing. Just the colors of the buttons are different, but it's the same feel and everything. But you can plug in any Super Nintendo controller into it. My register. This game has terrible frame rate. I want y'all to see when I complete, you know. Ooh, you saw that, I think that was on my mini fridge. You know how the motor or the compressor or whatever. Well, I got a mini fridge and it, guess it turned down. And the screen flickered or twitched, whatever, jumped. And that right there, that's where the game ends for my third customer. Right where that guy was at the tennis court. So I'd be looping back around, get somebody else, and then going backwards again, this direction, to drop that guy off over there at the tennis court. Or drop the different person off at the tennis court. But I'm going to the tennis court last. See, there's usually not cars that close, right? Or that soon. I don't know if it's a timing thing. But I hate my combos in red. I hate it. My hand hurts. This controller's cramping me up more. I don't know if I want to try a wireless controller. I would like to talk to one of the developers of this game about programming and, you know, why the prototype plays better, smoother. I won't say the prototype is like just amazingly smooth or anything, but it plays better. No, you don't. No. Okay, well, I'm actually close to 30K, so that's fine. See, when I turn like that, I do my, you know, drifting. If the combos are red, because I'm going slow. But you know, you can't avoid all of it. Like, just some of it just happens that way because you're turning. You gotta steer. Now this one I gotta go all the way to the cable car stop bottom. And I need to get around 40, I want to say it was like 43 to 46K. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played this. But I saw, you know, Mitch Flower Power do his speed running, how excited he was to get his world record back, you know. And then I'm just like, you know what? I have no competition in this game. But the scores are just stagnant, you know. It's like I'm not doing anything to better the score when I could be, you know. And I encourage anybody who's who can tolerate the graphics and the frame rate. I encourage anybody to give this game a shot. You know, you want to challenge me? That's great. You know, I don't have any challengers. You know, stay on this yellow line whenever possible. It's hard to do that, especially with the frame rate. But you want to, because it's the best way to avoid them ghost cars, you know. And you want to go around over here because some of these vehicles, they turn, and this I stay on the left side. It's okay, you know, when you bump into stuff like that, perfectly fine. If you have to overturn like I did right there, you know, you didn't lose the combo because it maxes out at 255, but you just, you know, the money slows down. That's okay too. It's all about the time and not losing your combo. I hit it. So I'm gonna continue anyway, just to see how bad. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be terrible because I'm not gonna be able to max out my combo by the time I get there. Now I see why I haven't played this game in a long time. My hand hurts already. Just, you know, gripping on the controller and then just doing this left and right thumb action is tiring. But you see, like my fair, you know, like when I lost my combo and how hard it is now just to I gotta go for it and make it. I probably won't even make it, but that's okay. they didn't give it to me. I was like that much off, you know. But let's see, from here I drive. I'm just gonna, you know, because I haven't made it yet. I'm showing you what I do. I go way over here. So you actually lose some seconds, but it's all for a good cause. You come over here, and then you pick up this one. And then we go to the tennis court. But you see how much time they give you? You know, and I have to use all, it's raining outside, all of their time. Whew. Get a second here for my hand. Hurt. Get a drink here too. You know, it didn't even rain yesterday. They said it was supposed to rain on whatchamacallit, on Easter. Let's see. I need to like loosen my grip a little bit. It's hurting my hand. And my right hand is fine. It's my left hand, you know, where I'm thumbing it left and right. Let's see. I'm getting better at going through here. Like, you know, I haven't played this in a long time. And when I say a long time, I mean, like as far as doing these records, you know, I played for the Crazy Flag, you know, that time, and got that record, which I need to go back on that website. Because I don't know if they, I believe they email you. That's okay. It's messed up, but as long as I don't lose my combo, you know, I can make mistakes, you know. You don't want to, but it's okay. As long as you don't lose that combo. See how it's going faster and my money was green. Not that green money, you don't want that red money. I mean, I'll take either one of them. You gonna turn right on me? Yeah, you are. He was too close to the other car. Okay, now turn around and I mean, that was okay. That was close to 30. I would have preferred, you know, the 30, 31K, but oh, so I guess I did hit that card. Because, you know, when I dropped them off, I still had a few seconds left. So those few extra seconds could help me towards the end. So it's not like necessary, I guess, that I have to have 31K-ish or whatever. You know, because I could use that extra time on one of these other customers, you know. Because I'm going to use pretty much, like my clock at the end is actually less than my last customer. So I have to pay attention to that clock, you know. Which would be better if I shifted the image over. This way I could see that. I might do that in a minute. Watch out for these cars over here, because they'll turn right on the road. They'll turn right, and if you go on the right side of them, it won't be good, because they'll drive right into you, because they do not care. Those cars, nope. Good. I don't know how to tell you how hard this is. Like, seriously. It's because it's so tiring on your hand, you know. Like, once I get through here, I'm usually pretty good. There's some cars up here that I remember kind of getting away, so I gotta go around them a little bit. I need to pick up my speed because I want more time. See how there's two cars right there? And then those cars, see, they turn right, so you don't want to. There's like 3 hills over here. This is 1. 2. 3. I should be able to make it. So I got, 73 is a good number. You just want to avoid that. That's hard, because it's really hard to steer in this game. See? I didn't even hit them. And this one, by the time I get to the cable car, past the cable car stop, top, I really have to pay attention to my time, because that's when the time crunch. It's actually when the road forks off I've accidentally turned right there. Don't get too nervous and turn there, because you're going to end up going to that Fresh Tree Street area. And be careful with that turn. That's a hard turn. Stay on this line as well. Watch out for ghost cars, because they will mess you up. Had to overturn and overcorrect there, because it's hard to steer going up the incline, going down the incline, and trying to avoid traffic as well. It's very hard. See, so I have 57 seconds, even though my customer time says, 66, and it's 50 seconds up there. So I need to get like 28, That's really the number I need. And it's hard, but this customer is hard because I'm running out of time, And it's like, I got 30 seconds to go through here. It gets kind of nerve-wracking too. Not gonna make it, but it's okay. I mean, that would have been, what, 95? So, I mean, it wasn't enough, but it's because the, like I was saying, the first customer, I kept messing up on it. But, I still went with it anyway, just because. I don't know why I never chose a place. Let's see, it actually shows my records. Shout out to BJR, whoever that is, who owned this game. Yeah. Normal rules. What is that? 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, my record's not on here because it's on my EverDrive. Let's see if my normal rules. Yeah, this is normal rules. I've already, well, actually, that's my record for normal rules is 52,290.75, because you have to add 131,072 because it starts back at 0. So every score, 131,072 plus 52,000. That's how you do it. Plus 21,000 plus 20,924. Those are those real scores. Because once you hit $131.72 and let's say 25 cents, your score will be 25 cents on the leaderboard. And even though your other score could be like, 100K or whatever, right? The 25 cents will be the first place spot if that was your new record, if 100K was like your original record, and then you got 131.72 and 25 cents. The 25 cents will be your record, but it'll show up as first place over your previous record, which is weird. But it's because I don't know something with the game. That's why I'd like to, talk to somebody who does who programmed this game. What limitations was that, because that number is very common. 131,072. It is a program number, and for this game, it's, I guess, some sort of limitation. My hand hurts. Like, seriously. It's like shaking a little bit. But I just need, I don't know. I was thinking about plugging in, connecting a wireless controller and seeing, because they're a lot more comfortable, you know. And then I can use the analog stick going back and forth, but usually there's a little more latency on all that. So, you know, by now you've probably seen the path you gotta take, and you can go on the left side if you want to. You know, I just go on the right. I just got used to it. You know, I started doing it and I just got used to it. And then coming back, I like to see the cars coming towards me. It may be harder to do it that way, but the path was kind of similar. It's just mirrored because you're going back the other way. But I get to see the cars coming, so I don't know. It just made me feel better knowing that at that point my score is, you know, super high. And then if I could see the cars coming, I could hopefully avoid them better than them spawning in front of me. But you know, that means you gotta avoid them faster because they're coming at you. Yeah, look at that ghost car. Almost got me. See, these two red cars are there. They were there last time, but there was also something else. It was one of those WoW vehicles that were there before. But they were kind of in a further back, you know. I don't know if it's the timing. Don't think about turning. At least I've kind of been lucky right there where there's like no cars coming at me. Because every now and then, there's a ghost car. I'm going to see if going around this way can prolong my time, my combos and stuff. Two, one. Bad. Oh, come on. I was like a frame off. Restart. Yeah, I should have just made the decision to go that way to begin with instead of turning around in the grass initially, because I think I've done that before. I'll go around. This way I don't have to slow down, you know, and my combos get smaller, the amount. It's hard to get like a good speed going. Because you always, as soon as, you know, you're like, okay, I got my speed up, combos are good, you gotta turn like that and go in between vehicles, you know, and do some heavy dodging. See, I can hear my engine though. It was going, you know, so I know I'm picking up speed, which is great. That means more money. That means I get to my destination sooner. If I can get the money I need and save a few seconds getting to my destination, then I can use that for the very last customer, which I generally struggle reaching because they're about 20 seconds more time than I have available to me. So I run out of total time versus customer time, taking that one customer at the end, the last one. So if I could reach, 30 something K, whatever exactly number with the first customer and save 10 seconds as an example, then that helps me towards the end, where I'm not so much in a hurry. I can take my time going through the fork in the road, that little section, It's like right now, instead of turning around, I think I'm just gonna go right. They were kind of hard to see, those vehicles. Good. So I got 29 for 63. Not bad. That first one, when you boost and then you go, your car just jerks into one direction, and it's hard to control it sometimes. Come on, no ghost cars up here. Okay, good. I need to relax. It gets tense. This is where I need to start counting the frame rate, right up here. Oh. I had to overshoot that one because frame rate is getting on me, throwing me off. Come on, no ghost cars. Okay, we can probably make this. Come on. Okay, good, good. See, because my combo is 255. I'm maxed out. It's okay. I can start it up again. I don't like to because, that's a few $100. Every time you miss, because and then it slows you down too, and time. So see if I can pick up my speed up here. I don't think I'm going to be able to drift all the way to the bottom now. because I messed up a couple times. Because normally when I'm up here, I have closer to 60 seconds. I knew it. I was like, let me go on the left side, you know, because they're going to turn. But then I was like, well, they're far on the left. Are they really going to turn that wide? And I was like, I'll give it a chance. Maybe I can go around them. Nope, they ran into me. That was a slow start. I'm going to restart it because I could already tell. I picked up the customer too far, and then I didn't get a good start from there. When I do that, sometimes I don't register. What time was it? 5:27. It's 5:27 a.m. See, I had to adjust for that car. That slowed me down. Kind of got lucky on that one. Get out of this spot. Whew. See what I mean? I got towards the center and I got lucky on that one too. Oh my gosh, it's hard to see. Yeah, usually by the time I press the other direction on the D-pad, I'm facing the other direction. So when I press right, I'm already facing, I'm facing left, you know. And by the time it turns right, I'm already pressing left again, you know what I mean? Okay, now I'm gonna drive and I'm just gonna go over there. fine. That was actually a pretty good start for this customer. Being able to just get my boost and go. Lost my combo, but my combo wasn't high, so it did set me back. But it at the beginning, it doesn't set you back much. But when you think about it, you know, I don't know what my combo was. I wasn't looking. Let's say my combo was like 8, right? So whenever I'm at max combo at 255, that's when that 8 combo that I messed up on, that took away 8's worth, you know, because I had to start back from 0 to reach, to make it where I left off, you know what I mean? And so that's why every little bit makes a huge difference in this game. I mean, I'm still going for it, you know, because I might get better traffic, or something might just go my way. I might get my speed up real good, you know. And so even though 8 combo in the end could mean, you know, 1500, let's just say, because I'd be at maxed out 255, and then if I did that really good and I did it for 8 more combos, even though it doesn't pass 255, I'm getting a lot more money out of that 8, you know what I mean? So that's what's important about that. But I'm still going through with it, you know, because like I said, something good can happen. I might get better traffic, and it's just, you know, I might get lucky, make a higher dollar amount somewhere else, you know. That was a close call. I mean, it cost me, you know, a few $100. But even on my like record of 101K, you know, like I dropped off that customer at the remaining fraction of that second, you know. Like I stopped and I was like, did I make it? Did I make it? You know, because my time hit 0, but as soon as I landed and I stopped, they gave it to me. So there's some sort of precision to it, you know. I don't know exactly if they allow for 3/10 of a second latency, you know, where you can be 3/10 of a second beyond your time, and then they just, you know, as long as you're in the red, you're okay. I don't know. I mean, I would love to talk to somebody who programmed this game. So if I get to this bottom, I'm gonna have to drive. So 69, see? So 70K, right? That means I gotta get 30, and I don't think I can get 30 with 32, essentially. frame rate's chugging. And we turn right here, watch out for ghost cars. That's going to cost me some money, but you know, I'd rather that than losing my combo when I turn. You know, you have to overshoot that turn a lot so you can avoid getting hit. No. The car came at me. This stupid car coming at me like that. Yes, I'll restart it because I was running out of time. I wasn't paying attention to my time, but either way, I got hit, so I lost my combo. It's hard. See how it does that? You know, that's what you gotta worry about. And just boost up again. I think I'm gonna hit him. It was okay. It wasn't a good start anyway. Fun. I've seen several reviews on this game, and some people even say that the traffic, their hitboxes are actually bigger than their vehicle is. I don't know if I believe that necessarily, because unless their hitbox is bigger than yours, because I've noticed that it's more of a like when you're going straight on, it's very hard to judge and avoid them, right? But when you're turning, you can usually go right through them, you know, with part of your vehicle. So it might be some sort of trick, you know, or not really an exploit, I would say, but just, I don't know, it's like when you turn, your hitbox might adjust or stay your hitbox probably stays the same shape while you turn. So like the tail end of your vehicle will go through one of theirs, you know, and so their same thing might apply to their hitbox. I don't know, it's weird. 'Cause one minute you think you're gonna get hit, and then another you're like, oh, I went right through them. And then other times you're like, oh, I'm good. But nope. You get hit. Lose your combo. .26 is not... I'm not gonna make it anyway, but 26 is not enough. My thumb's not hurting as much. I don't know if it's losing circulation. Oh, come on. I was gonna spin around him and drift, you know, around. Say I made it to those. Need to input some codes or something where I don't get hit. Where you go through vehicles. You know, there's actually a cheat code like that for Crazy Taxi on console. I forget what console. I think it was I think it was PSP. I mean, it might be on all of them, but because I was using TempR, which is cheats on there, because I was trying to see if I could up the frame rate on PSP, because it's like 30 frames. I was trying to push it to 60, but it showed slowdown. But when I downloaded it, had cheats for Crazy Taxi, Fair Wars, and you can have it to where customers, no matter when you drop off the customer, you know, you make it, it's always green. You're always, no matter how long it takes you. You can make the traffic where it's like, it doesn't hit you. You just go through it. So I made it to that one, that blue car. Let me hit that one, because I knew I was too too close. I don't want to stop anyway. After this game, I'm gonna switch cabbies. Did I start off with Gus or did I start with Regina? I think I started off with Regina. Okay, finally made it there. Yeah, that's one thing about going like downhill and uphill. It's real easy to lose control if you overturn. Because he bounces. Well, they all do. But it's just easy to lose control. I mean, it's all good as long as you don't hit nothing. You can hit the wall and as long as you don't lose your combo, you're good. And when I mean you're good, I mean y'all, not me. I've already gotten to the point where my record, like, I can't hit anything, you know? That's how far I've gotten it. So it's like, when you're making your records for this game, then yeah, just keep going. Don't like restart every time like I do. Just get a good score for yourself and keep going. Try again, just finish it, because eventually you'll get that good run, that has a high score, and you'll be like, 80K, and you're like, man, if I wouldn't have hit one car and lost my combo, I could have got 100K, or at the very least you could have got any amount higher than what you had, $27. It's not great. Even driving over here, getting to this guy. All of that wasn't great. Oh my gosh, give up. I have to wait. But I'm still going with it because, you never know. when like you lose your combo early, it's not that big of a deal. And like I said, at the very end, you know, it adds up, you know, because those are seconds and combos that you could have had, you know, at a max combo rate. So, but it's not terrible. It's like you know, like for that right there, that could have cost me, you know, upwards of $2,000. But I mean, if I can get 100K, then I'd be like, you know what, that right there messed me up. That cost me my record. But I want to still know that I can, you know, get these high scores, even with a minor mistake. Because I, you know, on my main record, I did mess up. You know, I had to start driving and boost off. You know, I almost didn't get that record at the end because I thought I didn't make it on time to drop off that last customer, but they gave it to me. So I was like, okay. You know, I was pretty sure that the timer went off, but you know, I don't know what kind of leeway they gave me. That was close. I thought the vehicle was going really slow, and I was like, man, I'm about to tail whip right into that van or SUV, block SUV, you know. I'm gonna go this way because I'm already on the path. Don't mess up, just go through there, it's fine, you know. I lost some combo dollars, but I was able to speed up and kind of get through there, so might have made up some time. Not very much, because you know, ultimately I did slow down. But we'll see. $50 seconds. See, I'm slow up here. I'm slow to right up here. I should have been 55 to 60 seconds, I think. That was one hill. Got a boost. Got you worried, huh? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make 34K, you know, to get 100. But the reason, you know, I keep going is because go. Because I need to practice anyway. So when I picked them up, I had 2 minutes and 17 seconds on my clock. I'm not really worried too much about theirs, you know, that they gave me. But, you know, I don't think I'm going to make 34K with this customer to even reach 100. It's just, you know, the way it is in the game. You can't mess up like I did. So I hate those because it costs me dollars. Like, it puts me in the red. I can tolerate being in the yellow because, you know, I have to oversteer. It's hard whenever you're going up the incline and down it. But whenever I'm dodging all those vehicles, it really makes it hard. So I got 57 seconds. I didn't turn like I was supposed to, but you know, I had 11,000. See, that's not enough. I should have been closer to 20 at this point. The neck's starting to hurt. I hate, you know, not making it to the end as many times. But the game, it's like, it changes, you know, like I can't be like, oh, if I just follow this exact path 100% of the time, you know, this vehicles will be here at this exact time, you know, every single time. You know, like the vehicles change and they're in different spots, you know. A lot of times when you reach a certain area, you know, the vehicles will guaranteed are going to be in a certain position. But like all those, you know, you can see they change each time. And so when they get close to each other and there's two of them, and you got to dodge and remember, I tried. I was like, either squeeze in between, you know, or try to go around. And remember, this is low traffic. Some hitbox. I feel like I got an eyelash in my eye. See, what are they doing? Like, I'm driving in the middle of the road. Like, one's on the left and then one's in the middle of the road. You know, like, give me some space. Not doing too good for that. See, stay on that yellow line. I dodged that ghost car. So when you go flying, it's hard to control. So if you're returning while you're in the air, you know, you can steer back somewhat. But when you land, you sure do pay for it. Especially if you're turned, if you're not going straight when you land. It really can throw your steering off. And then when you land crooked, you try to adjust for it, and you know, I always end up over adjusting, and that's what throws me into the wall, you know. One turn, get out of my way. There we go. There's a ghost car there. We tried, you know. So I should be about 38 seconds here, but it's okay because I was picking up speed, you know. So once I get over here, once I get to about 14, 15 seconds, I guess. Gotta go. That's decent. Wrong guy. I had a feeling I was going to do that. I can't do it with this one. You can't get as high of a score because that was the path I used to take at the very beginning. But then I learned that this one was just more efficient. That was a cheap shot right there. You know, I hit him and I was fine with that. You know, but I'm driving off and then they turn into me. Like, come on. You know, give me a break. Yeah, like I said, the only reason I don't just drive through here really fast and pass it up is because your clock is ticking, and so you're losing combo buildup and those few dollars that you get from that, you know, so it's less efficient. I've tried it, you know. So far, this one's pretty good. You know, just where I'm going. You know, get my score up. This right here is gonna. There we go. They tried. Hopefully, there's no ghost car right here. There's two of them. They tried too. See? And like, you know, I don't know if that's because I speed up sometimes, and so I make it to the area like a second or two faster, and it's like it generates the car a little bit different, you know. See, 37, 36, I'm pretty much on point, you know, about 2 seconds slower than I like to be. That's okay. Not great, but tolerable. If I can pick up the right guy. You know, there's a divider on the prototype right there. So right where I drove underneath that little bridge, I would have hit a wall on the prototype because they got like a divider in there that they eventually removed for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe they felt that it was too hard to see or something. I don't know. Like, I'm going to exploit you for lots of money, for thousands of dollars, and you are going to like it. I had a feeling that was going to happen, so I overcompensated trying to get back on towards that line. Because I was like, ghost car could be coming. I was going to say, this might have been a bad idea going to the right side. Normally I pick the left. Okay, so maybe I do end up with around 50-ish seconds up here. I have to go back and look at my record and see, because that's usually my baseline for my positioning, where I need to be, and how much money do I have by the time I reach that point, you know. I think my record, I had about 72 at this point. It's like the more you have, the less pressure you are on this. You know, on this last customer. I had 25 or 24 when I picked this one up on my clock. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. It's, you know, it's like, it's really focus time, you know, a minute and 11. .42. I think the time we're doing decent. No! I mean, it wasn't the record though. That would have been like 98, 99. So, I mean, I should have just stopped and boosted, but, you know. Yeah, I didn't count that one. Oh, it did? Oh. See? You see what I mean? I mean, I was off by 4K, you know. I think it was about 4,003 or 400 from my real record. I think it's 101, 8, 10, I think, you know, so. But, I'm gonna end the video right here. I will try and do another recording here pretty soon. But for those of you who don't know, I work overnights and life is busy and it gets very hard and it gets pretty tiring. So that's why I don't post videos regularly, you know, like other channels do. I'm not in it for the money. I got a full-time job. So I just do this as a hobby and I want to get back into my records again, you know. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned because I will be doing this again and I will be doing probably some long runs. I'm gonna have to go through and kind of memorize my pattern for the long runs and figure out, you know, again. So I'll try to practice at work, you know, during my lunches and stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and I will post sometime. No guarantees when.